What's up guys, Raider here. Hope you're all doing great and having a fantastic day. I am pumped for today's video because in this video we are going to be installing, configuring, and doing a full-on edit with DaVinci Resolve 18 on the Samsung Galaxy Book2 Pro 360. That's right, DaVinci Resolve 18 just came out of beta like less than 48 hours ago, and we're going to do a full-on edit with it with the Galaxy Book2 Pro 360. Now I know what a few of you are thinking right off the bat. There is no way that this little ultralight laptop with this integrated graphics is going to be able to do full edits with DaVinci Resolve. Well, my friends, all I can say to that is actions speak a lot louder than words. Before we get started, I will say this is the maxed out version of the Galaxy Book2 Pro 360. So you're looking at the 1260p processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and for video editing, you're a fool if you don't put it into high performance mode, right? So we're in high performance mode, and while we do this edit, I'm going to be plugged into a monitor, so we're really taxing this integrated GPU. We'll be throwing in some 4K footage and doing a full-on 4K edit. All right, let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is head over to blackmagicdesign.com. Go ahead and look for DaVinci Resolve 17 right on their screen. You're going to have two product offerings. One is for the free version, one is for the studio version at $300. Go ahead and download that free version. Go ahead and choose your operating system. Now you're going to get presented with a quick registration form. Just fill out the details and click the register and download button. It's going to download an archive file. Go ahead and extract the exe and start it up. It's just like any other installation wizard, guys. It's just going to throw you through the steps. Now, however, when you get to this screen, go ahead and hit that checkbox for the Fusion audio drivers. You want everything installed. Go ahead and check everything. Hit the next button. Go through all the steps. No big deal. This only takes like 3 or 4 minutes, the whole kit and caboodle. You'll see some Microsoft libraries get installed and all that good stuff. And when it's all said and done, you'll get to a finished screen, and then it's going to install some more Microsoft libraries after that, and it's going to ask you to restart. After you restart, you're going to have a DaVinci Resolve shortcut on your desktop. First time you open it up, you're going to be presented with this What's New screen, followed by a little quick setup. I recommend picking 1080p or FHD as your default for editing. Later on in the video, I'll show you how to render and export to 4K, even if you are using a 1080p timeline. We're going to detach it from the project and reattach at the end. I'll show you what's up. After the quick setup, it's going to do some scans of your system, and you're going to see here the Galaxy Book2 Pro 360 passes the DaVinci Resolve system checks. It's going to ask you to select your keyboard layout, then you're all set and done. You now have DaVinci Resolve 18 installed on your Galaxy Book2 Pro 360. So here's what's up now, guys. I'm going to switch camera views, and we're going to go into edit mode, and we're going to do a full-on freestyle drone edit. I've got 4K footage, 1080p, background music tracks, some audio, some fill clips. We're going to do a whole edit. We're going to do some fusion titles, transitions, you name it. We're going to export that pig to 4K, and you're going to see how this Galaxy Book2 Pro 360 handles it. All right, guys, different view here. So I've got a keyboard and mouse hooked up and all that good stuff. Here you can see here I got a mess going on. That's all right. Got my iced tea. We're all set for a nice little editing session. So you'll see here on the desktop we have DaVinci Resolve. New shortcut here. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Double click it. I've got a big, nice mouse pointer here for you guys to see it easy. All right, so we'll make this nice and easy. Give it a second. So this happens every once in a while with DaVinci Resolve 18. I'm glad it happened right off the bat. You'll get this quick error. It's also happening on my desktop, but not on 17, so I'm actually glad this happened. Let's go ahead and ignore this. Exit out. We'll go ahead and restart it. All right, so we got DaVinci Resolve loaded up. Go ahead and start an untitled project. Let's go ahead and start a new project. Give it a name. We're going to call this Freestyle Drone Edit. All right, let's create this bad boy. All right, so here's our workspace. We need to drop some media in there. Just so happens I have some ready. All right, we got some 4K footage, 1080. We got some audio, some fill clips, some images. We go ahead and drop all these into the project real quick. Let's do it. All right, we're all set. Let's dip over to edit mode. Sweet. So let's grab some of this footage real quick. First thing I'd recommend you do in Resolve is you go up here and you want to go to the keyboard configuration, and I would look for a split. And you'll see here I have C. The default is like control and like some /. All you do is click on this and then press the button you want it to be. I just press C right there. It's the same thing, so it's not going to update it. It's just so much easier to cut with one button. All right, so we've got one clip on there. Let's go ahead and throw another. Right, 2. Cool, and I want to grab One more. We'll tap it on the end here. Press the Alt scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You can press Shift scroll wheel to expand and collapse your footage, or click on your audio, do the same thing. This isn't trying to be a DaVinci Resolve tutorial, just kind of getting you started here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's make sure it plays here real quick. All right, looking good. No issues at all. Let's go ahead and dump a logo to sit right up on top, right? Going to open up the inspector. Here we'll position this and zoom it around. All right, cool. Let's put this down in the corner somewhere, right? Looks good. We'll drop it over to, let's put it on the left this time. All right, cool. So we got this little logo, Raider FPV. All right, it's looking good. No problems. Let's have that slide in a little bit, like so. I would dip out. Right, now I'm going to drop a 4K spinning fan on top of here. We need some 4K footage. We're going to render to 4K too. Let's put this all on top. See. Come on, lots of 4K. Lots of 4K. Let's go. Select them all. Zoom. Let's put our 4K spinning fan up on the top corner. All right, now I'm going to chop this thing up, put in some fusion titles and all that. At the end of the video, I'll just let the edit run so you guys can check it out. But then we're going to go out, we're going to move over into export mode. You guys can see how this can do. So far I've been playing around with this on the 360 for about 10 hours or so doing edits. I have not had a single crash once it's up and running. So that's pretty awesome. Let's keep it going here. Let's dump the media pool. I want to, all right, so I'm going to go through, I'm going to do some edits and I'll catch back with you guys.
Got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, you ready for a demon. I got eyes on the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up, got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything I'm doing is a tough climb.
Pretty decent edit, looking like it's about 10 minutes long. All right, so let's go ahead and export this thing. Let's get exported to 4K real quick. So what you want to do is head over here. Thing I recommend doing is go over to your timeline. Go to timelines, timeline settings. All right, use project settings. We're going to go ahead and deselect that, right? This decouples the resolution from the resolution you were working at during the project. So we've been at 1080p, right? This whole time while we're working on it. We're decoupling the resolution from the project and we're telling it to go ahead and use this new one. So we want to go ahead and pick, Ultra HD. We're going to click OK. All right, so now when we head over to the deliver page, all right, we're going to go ahead and pick our options here. Right, we're going to go ahead and export here as MP4. Let's go ahead and add it to our render queue. Let's go ahead and start the render. All right, we got about a 10-minute clip, upscaled to 4K with some 4K footage with some fusion transitions, fusion titles, all that stuff that it's a lot harder for it to render. That uses your GPU, which we have an integrated GPU in here, but it's going along just fine. So this will be done. This will be done in about 45 minutes to an hour for a 10-minute 4K video. If this was 1080p, it would render in probably about 10 minutes or so. It's a lot faster. So we'll let this wrap up. We'll let this finish and we'll come back to it. Keep in mind, I'm plugged into Keep in mind too, we're on battery power. So I'm assuming you guys are doing your edits on the go. I'm not even plugged in here. So we're running this on the go. Let's see how long this takes. I'll get back to you when it's done. All right, guys, render and export's done. It actually went a little bit faster than I was expecting. It took about 45 minutes or so. Not too bad considering there's no proxies. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're doing 4K footage, you should always be using proxies. I mean, proxy that down to 720 makes it so much easier to work on your timeline. Drop the proxy right before you render, and you're good to go. You're still going to have the same render times. It's still going to take 45, 50 minutes for this long clip. But still, it'll make working on the timeline so much easier. That's for darn sure. So definitely recommend you do proxies. So 10-minute 1080p video is going to take about, I don't know. Let's see how long it takes. I'm going to go ahead and queue one up for you right now. Let's go ahead and start a 1080p. We'll do a quick edit real quick. We'll just leave the defaults here. Let's drop some 1080p footage in here. All right, cool. Let's drop it to our timeline. All right, so this is a 14-minute long edit. Let's go ahead and render this bad boy and see how long it takes. Use a native 1080p, right? So let's check it out. Add it to the queue. Let's make sure it's at HD. It is. Test. Save. Let's go ahead and render this out real quick. All right, so a 14-minute video is going to take about 25 minutes to render. And just like the 4K one, it's going to speed up in the middle. This will probably take about 20 minutes or so. Not bad at all for a 14-minute long 1080p video, right? I don't think so. All right, guys, a couple things before we wrap up. I highly recommend you check out Casey Ferris and Mr. Alex Tech. They are great resources for DaVinci Resolve. I also recommend you download the free sound effects library that you can use with Fairlight inside DaVinci Resolve. You can pick that up free off Blackmagic Design. You know, right off their website, go to their support page, and you get like 2,000 free sound effects, you know, whooshes and swooshes and door openings and lightning strikes and all those types of things. Definitely cool free stuff to add to your project. If you guys want me to do a full video on setting up proxies for 4K, because that's really what should happen, right? So the whole point of this video was to tax the 360 to the max. I've got it on battery power, right? We're plugged into a second monitor. That really bogs it down too. I mean, we're basically putting this thing to the test. And I'll tell you what, guys, during the editing process, like the fans hardly kicked on at all. It's only during the render that they started roaring, like you would expect them to. Any laptop's going to. It's really hard on a machine to actually render out video, right? Especially when you're doing 4K. So that's the only time the fans really kicked on. It's manageable. I'm touching it right now with my hand. Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. You know, it just finished up that edit. Or finished up that render, I should say. So I'm pretty impressed with DaVinci Resolve 18 on the Galaxy Book2 Pro 360. If you guys have any questions or if you want to see any follow-ups to this, just let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb, and I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. Told your friend you're not okay,
can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me,